I did think I broke it again, Sasha. I thought I broke that again. I did not. It's brewing, I swear. I hear it. I see it. That's a Krispy Kreme. Donut coffee. Wait for my unit to show up here. My unit! Happy Friday. Friday, August the 12th, 2022. I got a Krispy Kreme donut coffee going on here. Currently brewing, you can hear that. Listen to this, man. It's a beautiful sound. That's right, piss and coffee. I love it. Fix the fucking mic. Square that shit up. Camera's actually good today. Can't flip out about that. What up, unit? Come on in, man. I don't bite, not at first anyway. Good to see you guys up in here, man, on a Friday afternoon. I'll be with you guys hopefully later tonight, man, in just a few hours. Live for Smackdown, man. A live watch-along, live reaction. So if you guys want to chill with BC tonight and watch Smackdown, cool. If you'd rather listen to Michael Cole and Pat McAfee, I get it. Stop by every 10, 15 minutes, say what's up. See what we're talking about, maybe. So that's going to be later this evening for Smackdown. Oh, hello. That coffee's topped off, man. Look at that shit. Yes. Beautiful. We'll top that off in a second, man. I'm not going to keep you guys here too long, man. Hopefully we'll keep this within the confines of an hour. I saw some Super Chat VIPs already. Sometimes we go over an hour because there's a shit ton of you guys. But either way, I'm going to make sure that when I'm done discussing what I have to discuss, my VIPs get the proper shout out, however long that takes. On your way in, as always, don't forget to smash that up. Not just fucking press it, but give it an amplified elbow. A Judas effect was put on yesterday to it, man. There was a coffin drop put onto that like button. Somebody put it into a sharpshooter recently. So make sure you demolish that like button. Put that shit over 100 straight out, man, as we get rocking. Sasha, here's to a double stream day, man. I don't think Sasha's going to be with me for a Smackdown, though. Then I have to pay her double time. Guys, right off the gate, there's several things we have to talk about. Ric Flair, for instance, Shawn Michaels and his story, Nick Khan and the pay-per-view schedule. There's a lot of things we need to get to, but I want to start off saying that the Rock and Roman Reigns match for WrestleMania, on, off, all of these obstacles, latest word we're hearing is we're basically at 100%. That match is happening. The match is happening. Now, we already know The Rock is getting more and more of his schedule filled up, especially as people like Will Smith gets booted from Aladdin and The Rock has to jump in, or what was one of the latest ones, man? The Rock had to fill in for somebody else, too, that just got canceled. It was two people, and he has to fill in for two fucking movies. Anyway, Disney's trying to fill up his schedule. The point is, The Rock is going to be at WrestleMania facing Roman Reigns. As much as we see the schedule being filled and all of that, man, The Rock's going to be there. He's going to be taking on Roman. This is Vince's fucking dream for a while, and it is a dream match for so many if they do this correctly. So that match is going to happen. Roman, Rock, and we hear a title on the line. That's been Vince's fucking plan from the beginning. Whether you think Vince has any control or not, that match, that his baby, is still going to be put on. So it makes you think, how the fuck do we get there now? How do we do this, man? Do you keep... We've had this discussion on this channel, but now that we know, I mean, it's all but confirmed now. Roman, Rock, WrestleMania. Now, how do you do this, man? You have to split the titles up, right? You can't have just one guy. After Roman Reigns has had an over 700-day reign on one of the motherfuckers, the Universal, you can't just put both titles on a fucking Drew Mac or a Karrion or something like that. You got to split them up. Whether you're going to have the Rock match as a title match or not, you got to split them up. And then you play the game. How do you do that? Who's next to beat Roman for a title, if not both titles? Are you really going to put this shit on Drew McIntyre? There's a lot of you guys that think Drew McIntyre, Clash at the Castle, that's it. Championship. Are you guys under the belief that Drew McIntyre should be winning the title? I'm not going to throw any shade. I'm not going to negate that fact. It's in the eye of the beholder. If you guys think you'd rather see Drew get it at Clash, that's fine. What do you do with Drew? How do you book him going forward? What's his trajectory? What is his title reign exactly? And why do you have him beat Roman? Then on top of that, people are saying Karrion Kross needs to be the guy. If The Rock is going to have one title match, one title has to be kept on Roman for The Rock. Karrion Kross has to be the guy. Okay, so you put it on Karrion. Now you have a heel versus a heel, and Karrion Kross is supposed to be the number 2 heel now in the company. That's how he's going to be booked, is what we're hearing. So now you have the number 1 and number 2 heels going at one another, but the fans, the casuals especially, are going to be fucking confused out of their fucking gore. But now you have Karrion Kross beat Roman for one of the titles, if not both. What's his trajectory? Where do you go with it? How do you do it? Some people are saying it's got to be Cody Rhodes. I say if you ain't going to do something special with The Rock, if there's a title on the line, Cody Rhodes has to be the fucking guy. Either way, no matter what Roman does, Cody should be winning the Royal Rumble, and you split the titles, and either way, Cody should be having a WrestleMania moment next year, winning a championship. I don't give a fuck if it's a Universal, a WWE title. It's got to be one of the main titles. That's my belief. Cody Rhodes needs his defining moment. So some people say Karrion Kross, some people say Drew McIntyre, some people are saying Cody, some people are saying The Rock. I already told you guys, if The Rock gets it, The Rock has already said he doesn't think he's going to come back for a meaningful title reign ever again. So The Rock winning it would be a culminating moment, a stamp on his career, and then the very next night on Raw, Roman Reigns and the Bloodline completely annihilate him out of the business. Title is now vacant, but The Rock's last match, man, he got to hoist that title one more time, stamping his fucking legacy. Not like he needs to. Already a fucking legend among legends, but that's one hell of a way to show that honor and respect one more time. And then Roman, in his quest, after he beats the shit out of The Rock and puts him out of the company, out of the business for good, his quest to get the title back is going to be even more diabolical. So there's ways you could have this go down with Rock, Roman, and a title on the line, guys. A lot of people don't think that that should have anything to do with the title. I think a match of that prestige, it would add a little bit. It would be fun as fuck for people like BC, no doubt. So where do you... I think we all agree that you have to split them up, right? I mean, you think we got to split them up, right? You can't just be walking around and just giving... All of this was just to give it to one dude, both fucking titles. I don't know how... I don't know. I really don't, man. There's so many possibilities now. We didn't have this problem a couple months ago. I guess it's a good problem to have. But you have Cody Rhodes win the Royal Rumble, I would think. And then if you split him up, he would get one of the championships. What do you guys got? Karrion Kross versus Cody Rhodes. Now that's intriguing. So then you would have Karrion Kross be the one to defeat Roman. And then Karrion keeps it all the way to Mania. Cody wins the Rumble. Cody chooses Kross. And maybe Kross chooses Cody, right? Kross jumps Cody, beats the shit out of Cody, and Cody's like, all right, I'll get 2 birds with 1 stone. I pick you, I'll get my fucking revenge and take your fucking title. And that's why Roman can take on Rock. I guess that does make sense. Seth Rollins versus Cody Rhodes, Trev. But then that's the 4th fucking time, and Cody can't be losing, so Cody has to win. So you're telling me Seth Rollins has to lose a 4th time on pay-per-view premium to Cody. Trev, that's going to be rough to sell to Seth Rollins, man. Alexi's got Kross versus Drew at Mania 39. Okay, so Alexi, who do you do? Do you say that Drew gets the championship and then we get to continue with Karrion Kross started last week when Karrion Kross jumped Drew? And now Drew gets it at Clash. Drew keeps it all the way to Mania, and somehow does Karrion win the Rumble at that point? Hypotheticals, man. But you may just think that we're just jumping all over the place just for the fuck of it. Guess what? We're going to have to do that because that company's going to have to do that. This is a very real, almost a problem. It's a dilemma. Right? Back in the day, we used to call it a Roman agenda because everything was just being done to try to force feed Roman Reigns to us. We called it a Roman agenda. Now, it's a Roman dilemma because Roman has kept the titles. We've wanted for the longest time a long, prestigious title reign. Roman's been doing that. He's been holding up his end of the bargain. Booking-wise, has let him down. And he's kind of running out of opponents for a while. He ran through motherfuckers. Could have been booked a little better. But now it's become no longer an agenda. It's a dilemma. Now there's a bunch of competitors that easily could be the one to take that title or titles with an S from that dude. Anyway, that's the discussion that is going to be had within Stamford, Connecticut. We're having it right now on the channel. Stamford will be having that, man. Thank you for 100 on the ups, too. I just noticed that, guys. Let's rock out 200. This is going to be a shorter one, I believe, because we do have Smackdown later tonight. I'm going to be live with you guys for that. So I appreciate those ups. The discussion is going to leak from channels like this into Stamford, Connecticut, I assure you, because that's the problem they're going to have to fucking solve. The puzzle. I don't know if it's really a problem. It's a puzzle. And you got to believe Cody is the main puzzle piece in all of this. Even though it's The Rock and Roman for WrestleMania. I just don't think both titles should be on the line at Mania. Split that son of a bitch up. Let somebody who can be a flag bearer for WWE, like a Cody, let them take it. I understand Rock winning it for storyline purposes. Give him that final fucking send-off and make Roman even more diabolical the next night. I get it. Not both titles. So that's a discussion we're going to continue to have, guys. But we're hearing that match is back for a while. I'm talking a couple of fucking months. It went from 99% sure that match was going to happen to about 62%. It was real, bro. There was a moment where it didn't look like that match was going to go on. Now it looks like it's right back up to nearly 100%. It's all but confirmed, man. Roman and Rock. And now it opens the discussion. What the fuck do you do with Karrion, Drew, and Cody in this situation? We'll obviously talk more about that in the months to come. We got a ways to go before Mania 39. Some quick hits, man. I want to go over some more shit real quick. Nick Khan refuses. Nick Khan is the new CEO of WWE with good old Steph McMahon. Nick Khan refuses to budge on cutting the pay-per-view premium event schedule for 2023. Apparently, there was a lot of advocates within those walls that were kind of pushing for a lighter event schedule for premium events. Nick Khan knows the bottom dollar, though, and he's like, nah, brah. Ain't gonna happen. He's been pressed about this issue more so recently due to the fact that WWE is about to distribute, listen to this, guys, 3 premium events in 7 weeks. It's coming up. 3 pay-per-views. 3 premium pay-per-views in 7 weeks, guys. It starts with Extreme Rules in Philadelphia on October 8th. Then we go to Crown Jewel in Saudi in November 15th. No, it was not 15th. 5th. So it's Philadelphia's Extreme Rules, October 8th. Then a few weeks later in Saudi Arabia, November 5th, Crown Jewel. And then just 3 weeks later, Survivor Series in Boston, which is November 26th. Now, I grew up in a time where you had 3 months to build your characters and storylines before a pay-per-view, right? You had a Rumble, you had 3 months, you went to WrestleMania. You had 3 months, you went to SummerSlam. You had 3 months, you went to Survivor Series. Now these motherfuckers, you literally have 12 premium pay-per-views every single year. There's at least once a month, and a lot of months now are two pay-per-views a month. Well, now they find themselves with 3 coming up, starting October 8th. 3 in 7 weeks. Extreme Rules, Crown Jewel, Survivor Series. And that's why Nick Khan was asked more so recently about the 2023 schedule for premium events, because this is really taxing the talent, the creators, and the fans. You can't properly do anything with 3 premium events in 7 weeks. You can't fucking do it. So unless this changes, the talent and the fans will always be at a disadvantage. But money talks. Khan is a money guy. It's why VKM handpicked Nick Khan, and why we'll continue to get at least 12 pay-per-views a fucking year. Because this dude's a money guy, and he knows that he can liquidate and suck every fucking penny out of every one of those events. I'm an old school guy. I'm thinking you can cut 12 to at least 6, make them better, pull in more revenue because it's a better product. Instead, he distributes 12 at a lesser prestigious product and tries to reap the benefit with the quantity over quality. I'm old school. Quality over quantity. It's the same thing we talked about in yesterday's Amplified Live with Triple H wanting the USA Network to cut him some slack and literally cut the third hour of Raw, right? But USA Network, financially, you're looking at quantity over quality, right? You're getting 3 hours. That's more advertiser money that USA Network is getting. You have to sell them that if you cut it to 2 hours, the product will be better. You'll double your viewership from a 1.5 just 2 months ago. It's already near a 2.0. You can easily, if you have a good product, get at least 3.0. So then you're telling USA, you combine that, you have a 6.0 compared to 3 1.5s, which would be a 4.5. See what I mean? It's a hard sell in television, though, because they want that guaranteed advertiser money. So you have to sell them on that. So the third hour being cut to 2 hours is something Triple H is currently working on, we're hearing. That's a plus. As far as pay-per-views being dropped and limited, Nick Khan, I repeat, this is the latest word from inside those walls. Nick Khan refuses to budge. Nick Khan is keeping the 12 pay-per-view premium event format for 2023 and the foreseeable future. So that's it. I'm against that strategy, but I'm not running the fucking company. And you know what? Every quarter they record record revenue, right? So they're never going to listen to that shit. They don't understand you could be getting even more money if you just take a fucking gamble. I blame WCW for this. Back in the day, man, WCW started doing a fucking pay-per-view every 2 months. Then it became every fucking month. Because Eric Bischoff saw, he's like, fuck, the wrestling is hot. Fans want more. Let's do a pay-per-view every month. And then Vince is like, well, fuck, damn it, damn you, Eric. We're getting fucked. We gotta have In Your House. And then all of a sudden, WWE started coming out with a fucking pay-per-view every damn 2 months. And then it became every month. Oh, man, I don't know, guys. But Nick Khan doesn't look like it's budging. So 2023 going forward, you're still going to get the pay. I know that was what a lot of us were thinking, man. With Triple H now getting some keys to the kingdom, is he going to drop the pay-per-views? Unfortunately, guys, that's not a Triple H decision. That is a Nicholas Khan decision. That is a Vincent Kennedy McMahon decision. He's still the majority owner, guys. He still has say on financial doings. I love these reports. Vince McMahon is gone from internal and external sheets. He's literally still on the roster sheet as Mr. McMahon. So the internal sheet is wrong, and externally, he's still the fucking majority shareholder owner. He's not gone from anything. Dumb fuck. These fucking idiots. Vince McMahon's totally gone, we swear. Oh, wait, BC's right. He does own the company still. Fucking idiots, bro. That brings me over to the next thing I want to discuss. Kurt Angle. Speaking of, let me see if I can pull this up. Kurt Angle is the latest one to come out and agree with BC wholeheartedly about VKM. And this is a guy who Vince was like a father to him and many times like a brother. Their relationship was so solid for a huge stretch of time. So there's not many people that really know the ins and outs of McMahon like this dude. I mean, I've studied McMahon for over 3 decades, but Kurt Angle really knows this dude. And Kurt Angle recently said this about, just like CM Punk, just like Bobby Lashley, just like so many others, just like BC. Kurt Angle says this: I personally don't think he's fully retired. He says, you know Vince, he's going to be behind the scenes. He laughs. Vince is not letting go of the company. He will not let it go until his hands are dead cold and they pry it out of his cold, dead hands. He's not letting go of that company until he dies, and that's just it. He says, and you know, I'm not trying to cause any problems for WWE or for Vince McMahon because I love Vince, but there's no way he is going to let it go. He already set up, you know, Stephanie being in charge and Triple H being in charge of talent relations. He's got everybody in the right positions so that he could continue to run the show. Fucking A, bro. Who said that before? JR9, you up in here? JR, come on, man. Who said those exact words that Kurt Angle said, man? He set up everybody in the right position before he left to let the fucking investigation smoke settle. He set up everybody where he wants it. The financial end with his hand-picked right-hand man, Nick Khan, his son-in-law, head of talent, Stephanie, his daughter, is the CEO. Who said that shit, bro? Kurt Angle knows this dude as far as talent better than anybody. Maybe The Undertaker knows him a little better. Come on, bro. You know it. That's not even a pat on the back. But the same person that wrote that article, Cy from WrestleLink, is the same person that calls us CM Punk, Bobby Lashley, BC Amplify. He calls us conspiracy theorists because we think that Vince still has control of the company. And then they go, well, look at what Triple H is doing. Do you really think Vince has control? That's BS. Of course. That's the whole illusion. You tell H to do what he would do. You run it. Nobody said H doesn't have keys to the kingdom. We're seeing that. Dakota Kai, Karrion Kross, Dexter Lumis. A lot of the matches, not all of them, but more match time. We're seeing Triple H's blueprint, and we're going to see more of it. More tonight, even. Nobody's saying that. That's what you want to do. If you're trying to elude, right? Create the illusion that you're gone, you're going to tell the fucking dude to run it. But all the big decisions, all the real decisions, if you know what I mean, that's still Vinnie Mac and Nick Khan, bro. Anybody with any common sense can see that. That's why he didn't wait for the investigation to get even hotter, so he got booted. He retired a week before SummerSlam. When you do that, you can get away with so much more. You could be in and out of conversations. You're still the majority shareholder. You're the owner. And when you leave and you're not booted, you get to handpick who you want in charge. So you can always come back. When you're retired, you can always come out of retirement. You can always come out of retirement. If you're retired, they can't fuck with you. They can't boot you. They can't fire you. If you're retired, don't you fucking understand this is a genius play by VKM? Genius. And when the CM Punks and the Kurt Angles and the Bob Lashleys and the BCs, when we just try to tell you, don't be so sure this dude's gone just because you're seeing changes, we get called names. We're the dummies. We're conspiracy theorists when this guy fucking owns the company still. And like Kurt Angle said, he is never going to fucking leave. I don't think you guys understand. He's never going to leave. Vince McMahon is not collecting seashells at the Jersey Shore today. He is not watching the latest Tom Cruise movie in the theaters. He's not going to cuddle up tonight with Linda McMahon on the couch and watch the Golden Girls marathon. He's not going to do any of that. He is going to be discussing WWE business. And if you don't think so, that's the real conspiracy theorist. That's the real fucking dummy. It's unreal that people honestly believe that Vince McMahon just on one Friday, a couple Fridays ago, just said, I'm retired, and then whoop, expecto petroleum. You wave your magic wand and Vince is gone. He's just gone. Look at all the changes Triple H is doing. He's really gone. Triple H is literally running the kingdom now. Do you honestly think that H is doing all of this and Vince doesn't know anything about it? He brought back all of these dudes, which, by the way, Nick Khan has to okay. That has to go by Nick Khan's approval, who's Vince's right-hand financial dude. Do you honestly think anything is being done without Vince knowing about it? Honestly, guys, please, 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 do not tell me that you honestly believe H is making all these decisions and Vince is just fucking sitting on the couch jerking off. to old Roman Reigns videos or Charlotte Flair or whatever the fuck. Please tell me you're not that naive. Because I'll believe Kurt Angle way before anybody that's never met Vince or has not studied this dude for years. I know that's painful to hear because you see the Triple H changes and you want to think that he's really like just doing this on his own. He's not telling Vince what's going on and he's just doing this and he's got the master key better. He's got all the keys to the kingdom. It's not going to happen. Never, never. Vince will always have that shit until, like Kurt said, he's actually gone. We don't wish that upon anybody, but that's the only time that Vince is going to concede that company in full. So you got these dudes for Wrestle Inc. and any of these journalists that keep calling us conspiracy theorists, the CM Punks, the BC Amplifieds, the Bobbies, the Kurt Angles, a lot of you guys that see what's going on. You know, you're not fucking stupid. You know Vince is still in fucking the big things, the big issues, like financially especially. You know Vince is pulling strings. But to have Kurt Angle say exactly what BC said, he set everybody in place perfectly when he left, not got booted. He didn't wait to get fucking fired because then he couldn't do this and he couldn't come back in the future. Every fucking move he made was the perfect fucking chess moves. And at the very end, he said, "King me." And you got a lot of the fucking professional wrestling world honestly thinking this dude's gone. And the smoke and mirrors, the illusion, because Triple H is bringing back all these dudes and you're starting to see change. I mean, the illusion is working. I mean, you take away some of these changes, right? The comebacks, right? Some of the matches got longer time. I get it. You could see it. The United States Championship title package, right? Dana Brooke has not been defending that Target Toy Championship, right? But in the grand scheme of it all, you're still getting the same shows, right? You're still getting Dolph and Gable in a 6-minute match for no reason. You're getting Seth Rollins taking on fucking tag teams like Profits for 3 straight weeks for no reason just because there's no Riddle. You're getting the Viking Raiders win a jobber match, and then a minute later, one of the Vikings is being fruit roll-upped in 90 seconds to Kofi Kingston. That's all the same product, guys, but nobody wants to discuss that. They just want to go, well, change takes time. I don't think you understand. The actual formula of WWE is not going to change. There's only so much that even H could do. McMahon is pulling strings with Nick Khan. And as long as that happens, you're going to get 12 pay-per-views a fucking year. Raw's going to be 3 fucking hours. And they're going to liquidate until Nick Khan finally goes to Vince and say, guess what? We have a buyer. Ching ching. And they sell that bitch. I just don't want you guys living into a notion that this is going to get fully changed. Like Kurt Angle said, and it's the exact words that BC said, Vince McMahon still has that fucking thing in a chokehold. Sorry, not sorry if you don't see it. Or you don't want to believe it. I totally understand. And trust me, beggars can't be choosers. The fact that we're getting any fucking change for the better recently, I'm taking it. So I understand it's smoke and mirrors. I know that one day soon when this investigation blows over, Vince is going to come back on TV and in that company, like Entitled. But I also know he's not fucking gone. I know that. But I'm taking the fucking changes because for 10 years, this product has been that fucking bad. So I don't give a fuck if it's smoke and mirrors. I don't care if Triple H is in charge temporarily. I'm fucking taking it. And we're taking that ball and we're scoring fucking 1 touchdown after the fucking other. And then when the day comes where everybody knows, confirmed that Vince McMahon is indeed back, never really left, then you can all come back and go, wow, basically, I didn't believe you, man. I didn't believe you. You were right, dude. Vince was doing it all wrong. You know what Vince always get blames for? This is actually something. I mean, yes, it was his decision, absolutely. But with everybody's knowledge of it, NXT 2.0. But as far as actually running the show, he let Shawn Michaels do that. Do you guys understand that for the longest time, a big part of the community, right? Journalists, supposedly, reputable reporters, people on this platform. Do you realize how much they fucking attend? Not just Vince McMahon, Bruce Pritchard Do you understand how many people threw Bruce Pritchard under the bus for 2.0? And Shawn Michaels recently fucking put all that to bed, bro. Shawn Michaels said enough. He said enough of the Bruce Pritchard bashing. And VKM, it was me. He says it was always me running 2.0. Listen to this shit, man. Listen to this. Hopefully I can get this. Hold on, let me try to get this fucking out right, man. I want to get the exact quote, guys. Give me 1 second. I don't want to fucking butcher Shawn Michaels' words on this. Hopefully I can get this up. Shawn Michaels says this, and I quote, "When Hunter first left, it became all me, and certainly from a television standpoint." He says, Matt Bloom is the head coach, takes care of everything from a PC training standpoint, but when it came to NXT 2.0 television, that's something myself, my team, took over creatively. I know a lot of people thought Vince and Bruce were doing that. I can promise you, this is a man of the God now, the man of the church, man of the cross. I can promise you, they did not have the time to do NXT television. If it's good or if it's bad, that's on me. Wow, man. I can just imagine all those people that bashed Bruce Pritchard. They just picked Bruce, right? I mean, you can't just... It would be Vince anyway, because Vince is the one that we know rips up scripts anyway. But they just picked a name like Bruce because he did have the title of creative head. Again, even though it was Vince ripping up all of the Raw and SmackDown scripts. I mean, the amount of say that Bruce had was sad. But the amount of people that bashed Bruce Pritchard for NXT. Could you imagine the look on their face when fucking Shawn Michaels broke that report yesterday? They're probably like, fuck. I didn't say anything about Bruce. No. I like pasta. Bro. Can we stop with the Bruce Pritchard shit? Honestly, man. I'm not saying the dude's a bed of roses. He was absolutely, for a big part, a yes man like everybody else for Vince McMahon. He was just the fall guy. But Triple H, to an extent, is as well. Of course, we like the ways that H does business a little more. Black and gold, for instance, things like that. But as far as the business side of things, H actually agreed with a lot of what Vince was doing that we didn't. And when you tried to tell H, do you guys remember? He would bash the fans and say, you have no idea what you're talking about. Vince knows what's best for business. So H, to a degree, is also just a yes man. Even if he has a great idea or something and Vince says no, he'll cower down. So everybody is. But the notion that Bruce Pritchard is literally just internally sabotaging WWE, when left and right we hear stories like, nope, it's Vince every show that rips up the scripts and rewrites it himself. And then Shawn Michaels, when Bruce is being bashed for NXT, no, it was me. I know, I can promise you it wasn't Bruce. He wasn't even there. He didn't have the time for NXT. That's what Michaels, he didn't even have the time. How many stories do you guys need to hear before you just lay the fuck off? I have no advocacy toward Bruce Pritchard, but it's amazing to me that people got that name and they decided to run with it and drag it through the mud. And then they look like idiots because every report debunks it. So fucking odd that Bruce Pritchard became a whipping boy in WWE, and literally for no reasoning whatsoever. But I tell you what, the truth was eventually going to come out, and those people were going to look stupid and foolish. It's Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels. Now, I guess the new thing will be people are not going to believe Shawn Michaels, right? No, it was Bruce. It's Bruce. It's Bruce. What do you mean he's a man of the cross and he promised? I don't care. It was Bruce. What do you mean, how do I know? No, I wasn't there, but I'm telling you it's Bruce because I'm saying it's Bruce. We're not going to believe Shawn Michaels because we just have this notion, right? We just refuse to believe that we were wrong. So now we're going to say Shawn Michaels is lying, and could you imagine? Because he's taking heat for 2.0. A lot of that is taking heat. So Shawn Michaels is going to take all of the heat? For what? Bruce doesn't have no control over Shawn. Bruce can't fire Shawn Michaels, Michael Higginbottom. Doesn't matter if it's Vince McMahon, Triple H. Higginbottom is fucking loved in that company. He ain't going anywhere. I know we thought that about Regal too, but he wasn't that loved by Vince McMahon and such. Fuck would Shawn Michaels lie about? He's telling you, I promise you, Bruce was not in charge of shit for 2.0. It's all on me. If you loved it, that's me. If you hate it, it was me. But again, we're in a community where people don't want to be wrong. You know? So the people that bashed Bruce Pritchard about NXT, they're probably going to keep fucking trying to push the narrative, even though Shawn Michaels literally just said, I promise you, it was all me. He said they don't even have time for it. I don't know. It's not going to change a damn thing. We're still going to blame Bruce. It's Bruce's fault. Why is there a fucking Hey, Prince Maverick. Why is there a cloud outside? Because of Bruce, that's why. Ashley Steggles. Ashley, why was my morning coffee, why did I not taste vanilla in that motherfucker? I understand the two baristas that were working on it, but I don't give a fuck about those two baristas. Ashley, that was Bruce. Hey, Alexi, why is there 3 pay-per-views from October 8th to November 26th? 3 premium events. Not Vince, not Nick Khan in the bottom dollar, right? No, it's Bruce! Fucking Bruce! Get rid of Bruce! This company's better! I'll tell you one thing, man. I grew up in a time where Bruce Pritchard, he was the main reason guys like The Undertaker became The Undertaker. The characters that we did get, a lot of those storylines growing up, man. Bruce Pritchard. Without Bruce Pritchard, man, Vince McMahon would have been lost on so many occasions. I personally have a little debt of gratitude toward Bruce for what he gave us in those 80s into the 90s. Because without Bruce, man, Vince McMahon would have been lost on so fucking much. Vince had the thought of The Undertaker. He didn't know how to bring it to life. Mark Calloway was trying to piece things together. It was Bruce Pritchard during all those promos in the graveyard and all the additions to the Undertaker character. I mean, it was Bruce that really saw that thing, man, and that's just one of many reasons. So, I'm always hesitant when people just learn a name of a big name backstage and then they just drag it through the mud. I think that's absolute bullshit. And I'm glad that Shawn Michaels stepped up finally and said, you know what? You can bash people all you want, but you need to know something. They had nothing to do with NXT 2.0. They had the switch because the USA Network needed that switch. They came to them as well, and they knew a change had to be made. Triple H was getting his ass whooped by AEW. It was just not working. They were losing even more money than they originally were on Black and Gold because Black and Gold never gave Vince a profit. That's what people don't realize. Black and Gold was better, but it never gave Vince a profit. And then when they started losing in the ratings and Triple H was getting his ass whooped, well, a change had to be made, right? USA Network knew that. Vince knew that. But then they gave it to Shawn Michaels, bro. But no, they didn't. Shawn's lying. It's Bruce. It's got to be Shawn lying. Why would we believe him? Fuck it. Oh, man. Too funny, man. Too funny. But I'm glad Shawn stepped up and Shawn Michaels stepped up. Michael Higginbottom and took the heat. You know, he knew a lot of people were talking some shit about 2.0 and he wanted to make sure that you guys knew that was him, man. Nothing wrong with that. Also, guys, I want to move on a couple more subjects, man. Kenny Omega is expected to be the third man in Team Young Bucks for the Trios Schmaz tournament. If anybody does give a fuck, Omega will return in six-man tag. That's exactly how you book Kenny fucking Omega. And then you wonder why AEW's in a world of shit too, and they can't even hit a fucking million viewers. Because they're going to take a fucking superstar like Kenneth Omega, and they're going to put him of the Young Bucks, who've been used just as fucking poorly since AEW started. And maybe, oh my goodness, maybe they'll win trios championships. That's gonna bring everyone to the yard. What do you mean you're not gonna buy tickets? The Young Bucks are with Kenneth Omega, and they're trios champions. But it's only for now. Don't worry. They're waiting. Adam Cole is going to join them soon, and they're going to debut a new championship. It's called the Quad title. Quadruplets. You're going to have fucking 4 people holding titles. It's coming next year. Trust me. Give Tony Khan some fucking time. The fucking Quad title holders. Sorry, not sorry. BC's a creative motherfucker. If I'm running creative for AEW and you tell me, hey, BC, in a couple weeks, we got Kenny Omega coming back. Can you think of something really fun that's going to captivate the wrestling world for his return? Of course I can. How about we put him with the Young Bucks and they win the trios titles? BC, I love that idea, man. That just stuff them with a fucking team right in the middle of the show. I love it, BC. Thanks, guys. I'm going to go write it out now. Come on. Of course, nobody will see this, right? AEW diehards will be like, I love this idea. It's Kenny and Young Bucks. They have history, basically. Long-term storytelling, basically. I got long-term storytelling for you. Ready? Whoop! Oh, there you go. That's long-term storytelling. Kenny Omega. That's the best they fucking got. Put him with the fucking damn Young Bucks. The Young Bucks have been fucking used even more poorly than Kenny Omega somehow. Do you guys remember when AEW started? All the buzz around Japan, the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega. I mean, these guys made names for themselves outside of WWE. Ever since they've been with AEW, man, the Young Bucks are just another team. Kenny Omega is not existent half the time, if not more. I can't even tell you, man. I can't even tell you that's how Kenny Omega is going to come back. There's a couple weeks left. I hope they change that shit. I really hope they change that shit. I mean... Oh, bro. I hope they change that. That's all I can say. I don't see how anybody is excited to see Kenny Omega in a 6-man tag for his return. All of that fucking return. When you come back, it's supposed to be something special. Trios titles, guys. Trios titles, of course. Why would it not be? Ric Flair has chalked up his recent health scare, guys, during his farewell last match, just last week, actually. What was it? Right after SummerSlam, wasn't it? Yeah. So 2 weeks ago. Whatever the fuck, man. Flair has chalked up his recent health scare recently during his farewell last match to dehydration. Not heart-related. So again, I made a whole fucking... we did this on an Amplified Live. We talked about Ric Flair passing out. Legit. He passed out at the end of his match. To the point where even his shoulders were down, but the ref just counted anyway. Tried to make this as normal as possible. Andrade went to go pick him up, and Flair finally opened his eyes and said, I passed out. Andrade goes, what? He said, I passed out a second time, and that's when Andrade tries to pick up his head. It was scary. Apparently, it was not heart-related. It was dehydration. Now, Flair took to social and stated, and I quote, this is what Ric Flair said, all the attention that I'm getting for dehydration, which can happen to any 23-year-old, is crazy. When I get ready for something big again, I will obviously drink more water than beer next time. Woo! He ends it with his woo. So let's break that down. When I get ready for something big next time, this tells you this dude is not ready to slow down. I honestly believe that he wanted to, not wanted to. I'm going to take that back. I believe that if he passed away in that ring, I believe there would have been an inner peace with him. I think that he knew there was a chance that could happen, and he was okay with that. So when he says that when I get ready for something big again, even if it's not wrestling a match, I think he's going to do something huge in wrestling again, like get physical. This guy does not know the stop button. And when he says all the attention that I'm getting for dehydration, which can happen to any 23-year-old, is crazy. Well, number one, you're not 23. That's the point. 33, 43, 53, 63. You're 50 years older than that. So you're not 23. And you laugh at the fact that you just drank beer all night before this match. I mean, that's not funny because you do have people in there that you have to work with and hopefully not scare the shit out of, like pass out in the match. You should have seen, I mean, you saw Andrade's face go from a smile because they won to dread trying to help his father-in-law. I mean, Andrade should have never been in that position. So Ric Flair has to stop just thinking about himself, bro. But it's good to hear that it wasn't heart-related and it was dehydration, but that doesn't make it any better at the grand root of the problem, which is what we feared would happen happened. You fucking passed out in the match. Literally, not storyline. The only worst thing would be if you didn't get back up ever. Luckily, you did. The fact that you were dehydrated because you drank too much the night before, like a 23-year-old kid would make a bad decision and do, but you're 70 plus, that's the issue, dude. So it's not a joke. I don't think it's a fucking joking matter. I'm all for people doing what they want to do. I was okay with Ric Flair doing this match as long as he doesn't put anybody, there's no moves that puts anybody in any danger, and that he doesn't get in too many moves that are going to put him in danger. You know, you can work a wrestling match for 10, 15, 20 minutes and not actually take a lot of moves. So I was okay with it, but I hear things like this and I'm just like, dude, that's not good. You know, and the hear that he's drinking this much after that match, he said the rumors are true. I'm going to fucking pound down beers at Kid Rock's bar. I mean, this dude is drinking at an alarming rate when his doc said stop drinking because of the heart condition, because of the fucking gimmick that he's got in his heart. You can't do that. It's going to be Scott Hall all over again. It doesn't look like Flair gives a fuck. It's almost like he's sabotaging his own life. It's very, very fucking odd, bro. That's what I got for you guys on today's Amplified Live. I'm going to go over some Super Chat VIPs now, guys. I appreciate every single one of you that tuned in for this hour. I'll be with you guys hopefully later in a few hours for SmackDown. I want to cover that live with you guys. A live review, live reaction, live watch along. So hopefully you guys can chill with BC a little bit later. Let me try to get my VIPs up. Always want to give you guys a shout out, no matter how long that takes. Thank you guys, by the way, too, man. We're headed toward 200 on the ups live in the middle of a Friday afternoon. You don't realize how fucking special that is. So I appreciate that for sure, tenfold. So make sure you amplify elbow or give it a Judas effect. But let's get that to 200 plus. I want to start off from the beginning with today's supers, today's VIPs with Ron C. Ron C, 23. What up, dog? BC, I hope that Roman vs. Rock happens, and I got to give you a salute for always dropping those hot bars. Ron C, 23. I appreciate it, man. Let me give you a salute for kickstarting the VIP supers. Ron C, here's to you, bro. Salute right back. And yeah, I think Roman and Rock, man, it's all but confirmed now. It's nearly 100% again. So you can bank on it, I believe. I don't want to say 100% just in case something falls through. You never know if Disney offers them $40 million for a movie. You're going to take that shit. But The Rock does have the XFL starting February 18th. It makes sense that The Rock would come back around Royal Rumble and set up something big. Because what better audience to try to sell the XFL? You're not going to do that in your movies, bro. In your movies, you're not going to have an XFL shirt. You're not going to be able to say a lot of XFL lines in your movies. Not going to happen. On weekly WWE television, leading right through the start of the season, yeah, that's where you can wear the XFL shirt. That's where you can use that in storylines if you want. I think it's a perfect match if you want to kickstart your XFL, which is February 18th. I think that is the way to do it, man. The WWE audience, the pro wrestling audience. So Ron C23, I think we can pretty much bank on that shit, bro. Eddie, 279. What up, Eddie? What up, BC? And the AMP unit. It's my birthday today. Eddie, happy birthday, brah. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy motherfucking birthday to Eddie. Happy birthday to you. Arriba la raza. We lie, we cheat, we steal. Oh, wait, that's a different Eddie. Happy birthday, brother. Always good to see that shit, man. I promise you I'd never sing happy birthday again, but that'd be a lie. I'm probably going to. I don't care how bad it is. I'm going to be singing those fucking bars. Who do we got up in here, man? Let me go back. Hold on. Where are we going here? Hold on. The fuck? Ron C23, Eddie, Jimmy Fingers. We're up to Jimmy Fingers 19. A 519 and a 219. That's a couple of fucking Starbuckses. Jimmy Fingers 19. Salute, first of all. Jimmy Fingers 19 says, lights out. Jimmy Fingers appears. Lights out. What are we doing? An AEW Tony Khan production where everybody gets the lights out effect? Lights out. Jimmy Fingers appears, and I spit the mist at the like button to get it to 90. Let's get the 400 today, unit. Oh, man. You did the mist to the like button. It probably couldn't catch up. Once the like button gets the mist, you can deliver a low blow and fruit roll up that shit. You were number 90 on the like button. We're up to fucking almost 190 now, Jimmy Fingers. So we're on our way to that 400. I think yesterday's Amplified Live, we are headed towards 600, Jimmy Fingers 19. So that was fucking awesome. We're headed towards 600 on the ups on yesterday's, 200 right now live. Appreciate that shit. Happy birthday still coming in for fucking Eddie, brah. Eddie, you getting all that love in the chat, man. Happy birthday, dude. Jimmy Fingers 19 says, a lot of talk about Hit Row and Top Dollar tonight. Yeah. I forgot to even say that, man, right? The SmackDown preview. I put that in the details in the video in the Amplified Live, and I forgot to even talk about it. The preview for tonight, like Jimmy Fingers said, Hit Row, Top Dollar, supposed to show up tonight. Obviously, they're not going to have a Swerve Scott. He's swerving in his glory right now in another promotion. But yeah, Top Dollar, Hit Row, and some variation is supposed to be there tonight. We're also getting an Intercontinental title match because Vince McMahon, right? He blows his fucking load. He doesn't want to wait till the fucking pay-per-view. So we're going to get Gunther and Shinsuke, I believe, tonight. We're also going to have a contract signing between Shayna Baszler and Liv Morgan tonight. And Karrion Kross, we're going to get his full presentation tonight, and he'll explain his actions from last week a little bit more. So that's your preview for SmackDown tonight. Jimmy Fingers 19, we'll see what happens with Hit Row, or a variation of Hit Row tonight. Jimmy Fingers 19, you rock, dude. DJ is a prodigy, 199 says, I also wonder, what do you do with Theory? We didn't even talk about Theory. DJ is a prodigy. You're correct. The whole beginning of this Amplified Live, we were talking about what the fuck do you do with Roman's titles? Do you split them up and have them defend them separately? Does one person win both? Who is it? Is it Drew? Is it Karrion? Is it Cody? Is it The Rock? And we never even discussed Austin Theory, the fucking Money in the Bank briefcase holder. I don't even personally know where this dude fits into the equation. I don't see how he wins one of these titles, guys. Not by the time fucking the next Money in the Bank comes around. I mean, if any of you guys have a smart way to book Austin Theory's cash in, jot it down in the chat, but I don't understand where that could be. Man, I don't know. Does anybody have a good idea for Theory? No, yeah, you guys are just as fucking confused as BC. I don't know what they don't know. I know for a fact they don't know. Because there's just so much, you're fucking working with right now, and you have so many pay-per-views squished together. JR9 says Cody wins and then Theory cashes in. Yeah, but JR9, aren't we in agreement that Cody wins at Mania? So when's the next Money? He only has 1 year to cash in, right? When's the next Money in the Bank? Because then you're only allowing Cody to have a 1 month title reign. Or 2 months. So I don't see how Cody could be the one. I thought the same thing, JR9. Yeah, remember Dolph came back to start something with Theory and then they just dropped it? Forget it, bro. Imagine that. Imagine if The Rock beat Roman and Theory fucking beat The Rock. I don't know why, but I'm somehow intrigued with that. Like the next night, give Rock that. Give The Rock that moment. Theory beats him the next night on fucking Raw, and then Roman and the Bloodline come back, annihilate The Rock till he's out of the business. Because The Rock will not do another 2 matches. He's only going to do this one. So I love the fact of The Rock holding up the title one more time for his send-off. And then the next night, Theory beats him, creates a star right there if he's not already. We're still months away. Theory should already be a star, but that'll cement him. And then if you ever want to do Theory Cena in the future, man, Theory can say he already beat your fucking buddy The Rock. I mean, I'm down with that, bro. I'm fucking down with that shit. Book it. But Sasha, get fucking headquarters on the phone, man. Ask for Levesque, not Triple. He doesn't answer to Triple H in the office. Ask for Paul Levesque. Tell him BC wants to talk to him. Thank you. Anyway, while we're getting that fucking situated. Wow, man. That's exactly what I would do. Oh, you'd be so fucking fun, bro. Anyway, I'm getting off subject, which I always do. DJ is a prodigy. You started that conversation, man. Good thought on that. I forgot to mention Theory, and I'm glad you did because we just had a great fucking revelation there, man. Adam Caraxon, $9.99. It was you as always, BC. Adam Caraxon, I appreciate that, dude. Much love and respect, man. I got those super thankses from before as well, so you got that shout out. Always good seeing you up in here. Unique Butterfly. Always good seeing Unique up in here with that 5 spot. So I have a question. If Vince decides to sell WWE, does that mean that he no longer has ownership of WWE? Absolutely. That's exactly what that could be. It all depends on how the sale is. They could sell the company and he keeps shares. There's ways to do it that way. And there's literally ways where the company, your main shareholder, everybody, is liquidating. There's a lot of ways you can play it. I believe that if they sell, Vince McMahon's out of the game at that point. That's the only way. Or like Kurt Angle said, you're going to have to pry it out of his fucking cold dead hands because it ain't happening. Unless they come to a fucking agreement where there was a storyline long ago, I think it was the NWO, right? The lethal injection storyline, where McMahon said, I'm gonna kill what I created. A lethal dose of poison or some shit. And to this day, I truly believe those words. But the short answer, Unique, is yes. Yes, he could absolutely be done. Sell outright. Trev Reigns, the Tribal God, 10 spot. If they do Karrion Kross versus Roman Reigns in the future, they have to be careful so that Kross isn't just another guy that is being fed to Roman Reigns. Just ask Claudio, Cesaro, and Big E. No doubt. That's the biggest issue I have with Reigns. Otherwise, I love Reigns having a long title reign, or Reigns with an S, 2 titles. I love Roman Reigns going through the fucking roster like he has been, just not being fed people, though. When Cesaro lost, and people like Cesaro, like Finn Balor, you need to have something for them next. Don't let them just fall from grace. They had Finn Balor, they had guys like Cesaro, Claudio lose, and then they were just off the radar. They were non-existent, not just irrelevant. You can't do them filthy like that. Big E was a travesty. Big E was just thrusted into a fucking match with Roman because it was Survivor Series, and Big E drew the short straw and happened to be champion at that time. So Big E was just done filthy from the jump. Trev Reigns, a Tribal God. I absolutely agree with that. Jimmy Fingers 19 with another 1019 says, wait until the dirt sheets start reporting that Vince is battling an illness as a distraction. That would not surprise me, even if it ends up true. He has looked sickly for years. His dad died of the C at 70. Yeah. He's not been looking good. You guys remember when he was last in the ring? He was falling over the ropes. He tried to get out of the ropes and he couldn't get his footing and he jumped off the thing. I think Vince refuses to believe he's getting older. He's one of those guys. He refuses to believe that age is catching up to him. He refuses to believe that he's not the machine he once was. So Jimmy Fingers 19, yeah. I don't want to speculate on anything, but you can see that the age is fucking starting to wreck this dude. Prince Maverick, $4.99. Prince Maverick. BC, what the fuck? You're going to laugh, but just found out how to use super Super hard, man. Been trying to show the love for years. Here's some coffees, man. Amp unit. Prince Maverick, hold on. You're going to laugh, but just found out how to... I'm going to laugh because you just found out how to use the super chat. Been trying to show the love for years. Here's some coffees, Amp unit. Prince Maverick, man. It's okay. Dude, I never need super chat, man. That's just a way to tip the creator. You know that. That's the amp unit just showing an extra level of appreciation, man, which I always show right back. You never have to do that, though, Prince Maverick, man. Just a fucking smashing of the up. Seeing you guys up in the chat is always fucking welcoming, man. I always love seeing my tried and trues. Prince Maverick, you've been with the channel for the longest time, dude. So, I appreciate it, man. Super chat's never needed, man. I'm always going to have the fucking coffees roasting no matter what. Special shout out, though, as long as we're talking about supers, Troy Gates, TJG the Dawn yesterday, man, with those fucking Hungy bangers. I want to give Troy Gates, he's probably not live with us right now. Hopefully he joins later, but Troy Gates, thank you for those fucking banger bombs yesterday, dude. Prince Maverick, appreciate that, dude. And again, if you see a cloud in the sky, Prince, it's Bruce's fault. Brucey Pritchard, Brustafa. Unique Butterfly, 5 spots, says, do you think that Liv Morgan should have waited until next year's WrestleMania, like Big E should have waited for this year's WrestleMania to be more special? Well, it wouldn't have been their choice, though. It was Vince McMahon saying, you're going to be the champ now, you're going to be thrusted and thrown and fed to Roman, and then on a drop of a fucking dime, a snap of a finger, blink of an eye, we're taking the title from you. And he was indeed done filthy. And when Big E dropped the fucking title, record time, like he did the fucking Brock Lesnar, like fucking they fed Kofi Kingston to Brock, the same way fucking Big E. Big E was fucking non-existent. He quietly went to the Blue Brand, reconnected in a tag team with the New Day, and then of course he had to work with Ridge Holland, who was greener than Lambeau Field grass in Green Bay, Wisconsin. And we know the rest is history, man. We hope nothing but the best for Big E. Much love, but it's fucking... Big E was just done so fucking, so dirty, so filthy in so many ways, man. But that wasn't their, I mean, that Vince told them that's what's happening. Same thing with Liv Morgan. That wasn't even a Triple H, nothing. That was Vince McMahon saying, okay, we're going to do this now. And that's why I wouldn't put it past Liv Morgan only having a month or a 2-month title reign. But it wasn't their call. Do I think it would have been better if there was a little bit more of a wait time and built more properly? If that's the question, Unique Butterfly, hands down, absolutely. Ashley Steggles, $8.99. Ashley says, BC, me and JR9 are going to Wales, and we will represent the unit to the highest of amplification. Red team, go! Acknowledge this. Ashley, are you going to Wales too? Clash at the Castle? So Ashley Steggles and JR9 are both, so I'm going to have 2 inside reporters on that shit. I better get some good reports from fucking Clash at the Castle in a few weeks, man. Have a great time, Ashley. It's going to be a rocking... It's over 60,000 tickets already sold. I mean, this is legit going to be a fucking banger of a presence. Clash at the Castle is just going to be a special feel, man. September the 3rd, Saturday night. It is going to be fucking special. Osia Weidman made the chat on a Friday afternoon. Osia, $9.99. Here's some coffee for you, BC. Salute. I'll never turn down a coffee or 2 coffees, Osia, so I appreciate that. Let me give you a proper salute. Always good seeing you up in these chats. Osia Weidman, and then William F., another one of my tried and trues with that 5 spot. Thanks, BC. No, thank you, William F. So good to see you up in here as well, man. You guys are the absolute best. That was a whole first round. I think there was a couple more that came in afterwards, so let me reset this. There was Jimmy Fingers 19 with a 219 says, Papa H, go get the Briscoes to pair with the Usos. Yeah. Oh, man, could you imagine? Could you imagine WrestleMania, the Briscoe brothers versus the Usos? Yeah, BC's front row, bro. Youngblood 085 10 spot. I've lost a great deal of respect for Flair after discrediting his retirement match in WWE by still wrestling. Yeah, Youngblood 085 is talking about, I believe, WrestleMania 24. Shawn Michaels versus Ric Flair is supposed to be Flair's last match. If he loses, Shawn Michaels beats him with a super kick. Before he delivers a super kick, he looks at Flair and he says, "I'm sorry. I love you." And then he super kicks him. And that's it. That's supposed to be Flair's last match. Of course, it wasn't going to be. And Youngblood 085, if you go by what Flair has been saying on his social, I don't even think that Flair's last match, that's literally what the event was called 2 weeks ago. I don't even think that's his last match, bruh. Youngblood 085, much love and respect. Thank you, dude. Derek Fleming Jr.'s up in here. 199 says, birthday was Wednesday, BC. I was amplified. Happy birthday, Derek Fleming Jr. Belated. Happy belated birthday. I hope you rocked it out, dude. Big Nang, 5 spot. BC, who would you have tag with Shane if there's ever a future story with Shane's return going against H and Stephanie in a mixed tag match for WWE ownership? First of all, I would love that type of storyline if done correctly. Number 2, if you have Triple H and Stephanie in a match against Shane, oh man. Ooh, there's options. Who really has a vendetta, female-wise, against Stephanie and H? I mean, if I had it my way, and a lot of the audience was more privy to the behind-the-scenes, I would have Gail Kim. But there's reasons for that. Today's fan base probably like, Gail Kim? What the Gail Kim? Yeah, Gail Kim. I could use Mickie James in that storyline. You could go with the old school usual suspects like Trish Stratus or Alita. That would work as well. You could go New Day, man, and have Sasha Banks, right? Because that was not just for the casual fan not to know about behind the scenes. I mean, they literally made that a production. They said Sasha and Naomi walked out. They were unprofessional, yada, yada. It could look like Sasha has a beef now with the company. Sasha links up with Shane. I could see something like that happen. Yeah, I think I just gave like 7 or 8 options, but yeah, I mean, there's so many ways you could go with that because it's such an intriguing type of a storyline. Big Nang. Trev Reigns, the Tribal God, with a 10 spot, says, here's how I would book Randy Orton's return. I forgot about Randy Orton too, guys. So now we have The Rock, Austin Theory, obviously, he's the briefcase holder. So The Rock, this is all for Roman's title, man. The Rock, Austin Theory, Cody, Karrion Kross, Drew McIntyre, Randy Orton. And that's saying that Seth Rollins and Riddle and guys like that are not even part of the equation. Oh, you guys brought up AJ Lee, by the way. I like AJ Lee for sure, bro. And it makes fucking sense. Even though in reality, AJ Lee and Stephanie, I mean, they rectified their shit. Vince and AJ Lee got along really good. But yeah, AJ Lee would absolutely work too. But Trev Reigns, the Tribal God, I forgot about Randy. So anyway, Trev says, here's how I would book Randy Orton's return. 2022 Survivor Series, when Matt Riddle is about to come out for Team Raw, he's attacked backstage. I'll play it out until Royal Rumble to reveal that it's Orton. Well, Trev, it sounds like you're giving me a storyline, so I'm sold. That's more than we've been getting in WWE for 10 years. So, I mean, Trev is thinking of storylines more than the company right now. Hopefully that changes more and more with Triple H. But, Trev, you ain't going to get no fucking X-nays on that. That sounds great. Call up Stanford and try to get in that son of a bitch. I'll be watching your product. Fuck, bro. That's funny. I forgot about Randy Orton, too. PB Sillapride. PB Sillapride with that 5 spot. And the banger bomb yesterday, too, man. PB Sillapride. Much love and respect, dude. The Bloodline beats up The Rock next night when he is making his victory speech. Theory then cashes in on The Rock. Oh, we could do it that way, too. PB Sillapride. That's fucking brilliant, too, man. Because BC's storyline is this. Rock wins. He gets his final moment in WWE at Mania. He's the ultimate tribal chief, which we know he is, guys. For anybody going, Roman has to beat Rock because Rock doesn't wrestle anymore. The storyline is who's the tribal chief of the family. It's got to be The Rock because we all know it's The Rock. He's the real breadwinner. He's the one buying his family houses and shit like Tamina Snuka, his mother, 6 houses. We all know that it's The Rock. Rock gets one more moment where he hoists that championship up. The next night on Raw, I told you guys, he delivers a speech. Now, I had him just retiring. Because of his schedule, he's not going to do the fans or the company or the boys in the back dirty. He's going to do the honorable thing and forfeit the title because he already made filming commitments. But I love what PB Sillipride is saying, man, which I had the beat down anyway. The Bloodline beats the fuck out of them, and now they're even more ruthless than before Roman had the title. Right? Or when Roman had the title. Now he's even more ruthless without it. But you could have him just beat the shit out of The Rock, and then when he's fucking just decimated, disintegrated, basically left in a pile of fucking ashes, that little son of a bitch, that fucking pipsqueak Theory comes out, and he picks up the fucking pieces, or he fucking gathers the fucking ashes together, and he pins that motherfucker, and Theory gets the title. Roman's like, what the fuck just happened? PB Sillipride, man. See, that's what excites BC, man. Creativity. That's what gets my juices flowing. That's what gets me. That's what pro wrestling is in a nutshell, man. It's creativity. It's storylines. It's fucking things that make you think. When we say a product has been stale, which WWE has for 10 years, this is what we mean, right? Nothing really makes you think like this anymore. Nothing captivates us. Nothing really gets us excited, like legit. Like SummerSlam was the last time I can remember that I saw some shit. I was like, yes, you know? And with the Triple H change and creating smoke and mirrors to make it known that Triple H is in charge, because you know that's what Vince is doing. You know, we got that. But I think the Lesnar thing was going to happen regardless of who was in charge. I think that's what was just planned, right? They wanted to incorporate a lot of farmer cowboy Brock. And they had a fucking tractor lift up the ring. But that was fun. We don't get shit like that too much. PB Sillipride, you're coming up with storylines like Trev Reigns, the tribal god. And we just don't get that in WWE anymore. Big Nang. 2-spot, how would you start and build an Edge versus Brock feud for WrestleMania? Edge versus Brock. Well, that's going to be hard, Big Nang, how I would do it. Because as of right now, both are faces, I believe, right? They're pushing Brock Lesnar as a face. You watch after SummerSlam, he tipped his cowboy hat to everybody in attendance, and he walked off. So Brock is still a face. Edge has come back as a face, obviously. Judgment Day took him out. And then he came back to help out Ray, who's beloved. So you're going to have a double babyface ordeal here. So Big Nang, right from the jump, you're making BC's job a little bit harder if I'm booking this. So now we have to get to a layer, an underlining issue that they would have. Why would these two faces be facing each other, especially if there's not a title on the line, which I don't think there would be. I don't think Brock should be anywhere near the title again through WrestleMania next year. And I don't know how Edge gets anywhere near the fucking title when we already talked about how it's a fucking clogged up. The highway is clogged up for the next champion, or champions with an S, 2 champions. It's clogged up. Edge does not even fit in the equation, and I love Edge. So, no title on the line. They're both baby faces. How does Edge and Brock... How do I start this? Anybody? Anybody want to start? How do you start a feud with Edge and Brock? Because what stumps me is the why. Right, before I can tell a story, we have to know the why. Why would Edge and Brock have a beef that would lead them to a Mania match? So it's the match is intriguing, Big Nang, but I think we have to turn one of them. I think that would work better if one was a face, one was a heel. Big Nang says Edge and Heyman's promo. Oh yeah, that would be part of the story. Edge and fucking Paul Heyman, but we saw that with Roman and Edge. Paul Heyman and Edge were already on the mic together, so we know what they can do. I would just put that up another 4 or 5 octanes. Fourth one says, my wife is better than your... I immediately thought of that, actually. I thought of a mixed tag match, which would obviously be a lower version of one-on-one. But I did think of Brock and Sable versus Edge and Beth Phoenix. I thought that would be funny as hell, man. My bad. Forgot Heyman and Roman not going to work. Yeah, no, it would still... I mean, the match is captivating, Big Nang. Edge versus Brock... It's just, there's no way that would be in an upcoming Mania. You have to turn them, and we have to work on the reasoning. With Edge just working with Roman and Paul Heyman, not that Paul would be with Brock, but Yeah. Yeah, oh, I see what you're saying, Big Nang. Paul wouldn't even be with Brock because Brock's a face. So we wouldn't even have that as a promo. You're right. I can't even use that in my arsenal. I don't know. That would take me much more time, Big Nang. But the match concept is fucking really good. I would just have to, if somebody came to me and said, BC, I need you to book Edge babyface versus Brock babyface for Mania, I would have to tell them I need an extra couple of hours because I would really have to think that one through. That's wholehearted honesty. But the match, fucking hella intriguing. I'll tell you that much more. Thank you guys, man. That's what I got. I tried to keep this under an hour because I do want to be live with you guys for SmackDown. That's not 100% guaranteed. It's about 90% though that I'm going to have those 2 hours tonight. So just check back on the channel. You should be subscribed and notified anyway, but just in case, make sure you come back later. And hopefully I can be live while SmackDown is on the air and we can go over it together and we'll see if it's a good show or not, you know? There's no bullshit. There's no going back and thinking about what happened or my opinions. No, we're going to go live and we're going to see together if SmackDown is good or not. Bottom line, man. So I appreciate it, man. I tried to keep this within an hour. It went a little over. You guys are over the 200 on a Friday afternoon. We're headed toward 250 plus on the ups. Let's smash that out on the fucking way out. Unique Butterfly, before I end the stream. Unique Butterfly just lit up in green in my chat here. Unique Butterfly with a 5 spot says, I also remember the storyline that you pitched about Simone Johnson being involved between Roman and Rock. Take my money. Red team, go! Unique Butterfly, I don't want to give away too much, but I am hearing that's the original plan. It's going to be the whole storyline is going to be who's the real tribal chief, who's the real breadwinner of the family. And Unique Butterfly, I don't want to go confirming things that I don't have confirmation on, but I am hearing that it's going to be an entire family affair. Sikoa's going to be in this thing. Simone's going to be in this thing. It's just going to be the whole fucking I can't wait. I think the storyline with Rock versus Roman is going to be, what's the word I'll use for The Rock? Electrifying. So yeah, and then I have a couple of stories. That was just one Unique Butterfly. I got a couple of ways that you can insert Simone Johnson. Unique Butterfly, always good seeing you up here. My amp unit, much love and respect, man. We're not going to have any exit theme right now. Sasha's working on a bunch of other stuff for the SmackDown show tonight if we can do it. So we're just going to do a cold exit here. Much love and appreciation as always. All my super VIPs, you guys are the fucking best. Hopefully I got to everybody. If not, I'll get to you in the next stream. If there's any super thankers later, I will shout you out in the next stream. For now, top guy, and I'm fucking out. BC saying check you later. Amplified Live, August 12th, 2022 has come to a close. Check you. Salut. Salut, unit.